Okay, the meeting comes to order. First item is to approve the agenda. Motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next is to approve the minutes of the November 10th, 2015 school board meeting. Have a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion.
Have a motion, have a second?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next is recognition. And we have with us tonight from Flatwoods Elementary, Ms. Clark. And, she's going to show us her advanced ed presentation. Ms. Clark, you ready?
Ms. Sheila Schuler will lead the presentation. She was our lead person on the advanced ed team.
Okay. And I am Sheila Schuler. I am a special education teacher at Flatwoods Elementary and, as she said, the advanced ed coordinator. So this is Flatwoods Elementary School. Our school currently has approximately 70 faculty and staff members, and this does include our family preservation counselors, the Title I personnel, our custodians, the cafeteria staff, and our media specialist as well. Our school has a very rich history. Flatwoods Elementary was established in 1907. We are currently a pre-K through 5 school with 466 students with an average attendance rate of approximately 95%. We have the largest elementary school in Lee County and the second largest school. In our commitment to excellence, it is through our dedicated staff, parents, and community members that our school is able to provide a safe learning environment that meets the unique needs of our students, preparing them for lifelong learning. 2 years ago, we were the recipients of the SEED grant. Our 4th and 5th grade students published an oral history book, Down Flatwoods Roads Looking Back, which was inspired by the George Ella Lyon book, Who Came Down That Road. Ms. Lyon visited our school and conducted a family literacy night with parents invited to attend. We are also honored to be the first elementary school participants of the Origin Project, founded by Adriana Trigiani. She visited our school in December of 2014 as a kickoff to the Origin Project. She met with our 5th graders, then a school-wide assembly was held with many parents and community members in attendance.
Since that time, our students have published another book. It's the Origin Project Part 1. This year, we're also honored. She picked up our 4th grade students, so our 4th and 5th grade students are participating in the Origin Project this year. We'll have another book published in the spring. They're also working with Lee High School with a class over there.
Our advanced integrated technology provides students with a variety of opportunities to use technology for learning. It allows parents to track student progress, and it provides a safer learning environment for our students. Parent, student, and community involvement is a vital part of Flatwoods. We are fortunate to have several businesses and organizations involved in our school. In our effort to express our gratitude, each December we sponsor a Parent Appreciation Day, which we will do this week, and we provide parents with hot chocolate, cookies, cake, and things like that. Our Winterfest is an annual event where students, faculty, and staff perform, and it would not be complete without Sheriff Gary Parsons performing as Elvis.
We also have an active PTO this year. This is the first year that we've had that PTO since I've been there as principal, and they've been involved and been doing a lot of activities in the school with the students.
Storytellers and readers visit our school regularly. Mr. Harbour, seen in these pictures, involves students in his storytelling by having them play the roles of different characters. We have a wealth of professional development opportunities available. PD for our faculty is held at both the school and district levels.
We're happy to say that this year we're also fully accredited. We met all state requirements and federal requirements, so we are a fully accredited school at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Okay, next, Mr. Carter, has Travis C. Mullins letter.
We received a letter from Travis Mullins in honor of American Education Week, and it's not very often that we receive letters like this commending our teachers, our staff, our principals, administrators, and our school board members, and I would just like to actually read this entire letter in honor of all staff in Lee County and our school system. Dear board members, administrators, teachers, and staff, in honor of American Education Week, November the 16th to the 20th, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize and commend all of the staff of the Lee County school system. As a resident of Lee County and graduate of the Lee County school system, I am certainly aware of the positive impact that you make in our community. I sincerely believe that much of the success that I have experienced can be accredited to former and current teachers and staff for building a good educational foundation. Teachers devote their lives to giving our children the tools to succeed and the inspiration to do so. It is you who listen to our children, who challenge them, who encourage them to stand up for their values. It often appears that the state and federal guidelines and regulations present more obstacles than solutions, subsequently making your job more challenging and frustrating. Yet, you manage to overcome and exceed standards and expectations. The simple truth is that, as a nation, we must invest in a strategy that places appropriate value on the contribution that you and your colleagues make to our collective future. Teacher attrition rates are far too high, and given that you are the builders of our future, losing even one good teacher is too many. We must continue to expand opportunities to allow you to develop your practice, foster a school culture that encourages collaboration with your colleagues, and empower you with the autonomy to innovate and thrive. Moreover, any efforts to brighten our nation's future must be built upon a deep appreciation for your incredibly important work. In observation of American Education Week, I'd like to thank you for your countless hours, your sweat and tears, your relentless commitment to our children. I'd also like to thank you in advance for inspiring the next generation of amazing teachers and leaders. Very truly yours, Travis C. Mullins. Thought that was very nice and very commending letter for all of our staff, teachers, principals, school board members, and administrators.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Next, Mr. Carter has the schools with the highest percentage of attendance.
We have a newcomer this month to the highest percentage of attendance. That's Elton Knob with 96.1%. So congratulations to Ms. Willis and her staff. Also, Jonesville Middle is their second place winner this month with 95.2%.
Okay, thank you. Next is Canteen drawing cards, Mr. Carter.
I'd like to recognize several students from Elton Knob Elementary for having their artwork published in the Kingsport Times News drawing card, and that's Adriana Barnett, Madison Cochran, Lima Darty, Ethan Grizzle, Riley Cluck, Emily Laster, Darcy Robbins, Keaton Smith, all had artwork published in the Kingsport Times News, and I'd like to commend those students for their participation.
Okay, next is the KTN Rhino.
Had a couple of students from Pennington Middle School that had some writing published in the Ride On Project in the Kingsport Times News, and that is Sabrina Pennington, a 7th grader at Pennington Middle, and Destiny Reagan, also a 7th grader at Pennington Middle. So we'd like to congratulate those students for having their writing published.
Okay, next is public expression. Do we have anyone for public expression tonight? Mr. Bailey and Mr. Mosley here, brag on the school board, or just
Absolutely.
honor us with your presence? We appreciate you being here. Okay.
You do have one down there, I think raised his hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I got a question about Picton Middle School principal. My son goes to school there, and he been picked on all the way up from Head Start all the way to 6th grade now. And every time I call down there, talk to the principal like a man should be. He ain't there. He ain't doing his job. Every time I call down there, he ain't there. I talking to the vice principal. To me, I think the vice principal should be the principal of Picton Middle School. Because she takes care of the problem. And I mean, I am fed up with kids picking on my kid.
What is your name?
John Beard,
Beard.
Senior. Yep. But I mean, it's about every day he gets picked on.
He's gonna talk to you.
Yeah, I talked to
How
him.
about phone?
Okay.
But I mean, I'm fed up with it. And if there ain't gonna be a change at middle school, if he keeps on getting picked on, I will have the Channel 5 News down there investigating. Because I mean, it's everywhere, there's kids getting picked on. I mean, not just my kid. There's a lot of kids down there getting picked on. And I mean, it's a bunch of bull. When I was in school, I got my honey and wore out if I got in a fight. If I got a fight on the bus, I got my honey and wore out by the bus stop. I got it at home. Now, they don't do nothing at these schools. I think they should bring the paddle back and wear their honey and out. And I mean, my son got jumped on up Trident every day. And I threatened the principal up there. But that's all I got to say to you guys.
Thank you, John.
I just wish the vice principal was the principal at Picton Middle.
We'll look into that.
All right, thank you guys. That's
Thanks
all
for
I
your
got to
comment.
say.
Thank
All
you.
right, you guys have a good night.
Okay, next is reports. First is the Virginia School Board Association Capital Conference and Orientation.
Just like to report that the Virginia School Board Association Capital Conference and orientation for new board members and superintendents will be held on February the 10th and the 11th. And of course, the orientation for new board members is on February the 11th. Capital Conference runs February 10th and the morning of February the 11th.
Okay, the Community Eligibility Provision Resolution of Recognition from the State Board of Education and certificate from the Governor of Virginia, Mr. Carter.
We have a letter from the President of the State Board of Education, Dr. Kennedy, and I'd just like to take a minute to read that. Dear Mr. Carter, on behalf of the Board of Education, thank you for participating in the community eligibility provision of the National School Lunch Program. I have enclosed a copy of the board's resolution to recognize this important contribution adopted at the board's November the 19th, 2015 meeting. I have also included a certificate of recognition from Governor McAuliffe. The community eligibility provision allows schools with high percentages of low-income children to offer school breakfast and lunch at no cost to all students without requiring families to complete an annual household application. Thanks to your leadership, Virginia witnessed a 139% increase in the number of schools participating in the community eligibility provision, and in total 56,000 more Virginia kids will attend a school offering free meals to all students. We are grateful for your support and continued partnership. Sincerely, Billy K. Kennedy, Jr., President, State Board of Education. I did provide the board with copies of the resolution from the State Board of Education and the certificate from Governor McAuliffe recognizing.
Okay, Mr. Daugherty is in charge of that program here for the county. Anything you want to add to that, Ms. Daugherty, about how that program's going?
It's going very well. The percentage is actually increasing in all the elementaries. With that increase, we're hoping to expand it to the middle and high school. We'll have to
I would like to recognize Ms. Stardy. I recognized her in the staff meeting here, and of course she informed me that she didn't do it alone, that Leah Herring helped her considerably. So I would like to recognize both Leah Herring and Ms. Stardy for their hard work in getting this approved for Lee County. So thank you.
Okay, next, Governor McAuliffe announced 2% salary increase for the state employees and for the teachers.
Governor Terry McAuliffe announced on December the 10th that his budget includes funds for a 2% pay increase for state employees, college faculty, teachers, sheriff's deputies, and other public workers. For the first time since 2008, this is the first time since 2008 that a governor's introduced budget has included dollars for state worker pay increases. Governor McAuliffe said that our state employees, professors, teachers, and deputies are working hard to build a new Virginia economy, and we are pleased to recognize their contributions with a well-deserved pay increase that will benefit thousands of Virginia families and their communities. My budget includes substantial investments in Virginia's key resources, and our public servants are truly among our most valuable assets. So that's something that hopefully our teachers and everyone can look forward to, our administrators and all employees can look forward to a 2% pay increase that's included in the governor's budget.
Very good.
Not for 2017.
Well, he's got it in there to be effective July 10, 2017, yes.
Okay, next is edits to the local school board policies. Mr. Hobbs.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I believe you all have a copy of some proposed revisions and reworks of all the local policies. We've completed a review that did take a while. We've gone through everything that is termed a local policy that's on the website, and there are certain policies that were not yet available on the website. We've tried to collect them in one place so that everything has a definitive file number so that they're easy to see. There is some duplication that currently exists where individual policies and the complete sections are together. In some cases, those entire sections do have some outdated policies that the board has rescinded. So we've tried to present the individual one-by-one policies. In some cases, we've updated the references to Virginia and I believe also federal law, as some of the policies do cross-reference federal law. I've received some feedback from some of you. I think you're still continuing your review. I'm also advised that some of the central office staff are reviewing and commenting on these. And I think the intent of the board is to take this up at perhaps the January meeting for some further discussion and possible action at that time or thereafter. And I'll be happy to answer any questions board members have at this point.
Any questions, comments, anybody? Did a good job, Mr. Hobbs.
Thanks, sir.
They have no questions. Okay, next is the spelling bee, Mr. Carter.
The Lee County Spelling Bee will be held on January the 14th, 2016 at 7 p.m. here at the school board office.
Okay, next is Head Start grant renewal, Ms. Adams.
Good evening. I guess I'm happy to report that we did receive our grant in the amount of $2,055,879. It was approved, and this is the second year of the 5-year grant. So we just wanted to come back and report to you that everything was approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Composite index for the 2016-2018 biennium, Mr. Carter.
The Department of Education has calculated the 2016 through 2018 composite index of local ability to pay for the next biennium, which will begin July 1, 2016. Our composite index is 0.1701 for the next biennium.
Okay, field trips requiring board approval, Mr. Carter.
We do not have any field trip requests for this month. Just as a reminder, all field trips require school board approval.
Read that again, please. Say that again.
All field trips require school board approval.
Thank you.
Even weekends, right?
Even-
Weekdays, weekends, holidays, whatever.
Okay. Just want to be sure that's clear. Thank you. Okay, next is enrollment, Mr. Carter.
Our enrollment for the month of November was 3,074 students. That is down 5 students from last month and down 57 students from this same period last year.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Lambert, financial report.
Good evening. This is a summary of our financial activity for the month of November. We received revenues totaling $2,375,528.52. As of November 30th, we'd received 33.6% of our estimated revenues for the year. Our expenditures for the month of November totaled $3,094,253.88. As of November 30th, we had used 25.9% of our appropriations for the year.
Questions? Thank you, Ms. Lambert. Okay, moving on to action agenda items. First is to consider approval of the Head Start community representatives. Ms. Adams.
You have in your packet the community reps that the Head Start Policy Council would like to recommend. For Dryden, it's Vicki Shoemaker. For Elk Knob, Amy Lawson. Flatwoods, Tammy Reed. Home Base, Jenny Mullins. Rose Hill, America Collins. And St. Charles, LaClada Cloud. We respectfully ask that you approve these.
Have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Adams. Next is consider approval of amendments to section 125 plan document. Ms. Lambert.
You received in your packet a copy of our original cafeteria plan. We needed to make a couple of amendments to bring it into compliance. The first amendment was actually done in 1990, and that is the final page of the document. And the amendments we need to make are on the front page. We need to change our effective date from January 1 to July 1 of each year. That's when our new medical plan goes into effect. And we needed to add dental plans that have been added since 1989.
Questions?
Just,
Comment?
just a couple, also on that page, Denise, page 2, there, 2.9. I know this is going with the old language, but does that need to be changed to Anthem rather than Blue Cross Blue Shield in the new version?
I can't answer that if it needs to be or not, and the reason I didn't approach that is because the last phrase in that says as amended from time to time. So I don't know if we need to do that or not. I can contact Horace Mann.
And I
And
wonder
ask him
too
about
about,
that.
we don't have the McBroom now either,
No.
do we? And various places where it doesn't mention the dental plan, does it need to be put in?
Actually, the plan docket will be completely revised prior to July 1. Horace Mann, this is just bringing us in compliance until the plan document, so such time as the plan document is revised, and Horace Mann will be working with us to get that revised for the new year, when the new, when actually the plan will, I guess, go into effect for the new health insurance years, beginning July 1. So we've got from now until July 1 to get everything updated. We just mainly need to get these two things completed to bring us into compliance, because our dates are out of compliance. Our fiscal year begins July 1, and the document plan says January 1, and then of course we've added the dental plan since this document was completed. So I think those two things, based on what Horace Mann's told us, will bring us into compliance until the document plan can be revised.
I did also find a couple of misspellings or incorrect word that I noted on there that we will have them change as well.
Anyone else? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the amendments?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Thompson.
you.
Consider approval of payment of the bills. Mr. Carter?
I'd just like to recommend the board vote to pay the bills for this past month.
So move.
Have a motion to pay the bills. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Pay the bills. Okay, next is reports and recommendations of the board. We'll start with Mr. Williams.
Well, I guess I can give a little speech since it's my last time here. Went around the other day and hugged just about more women than I've ever got to hug in my life. And most of them submitted easily this time because they said it'd be the last time. Then they put up with me anymore. I would like to mention a couple of things here. And I guess this is both a happy and a kind of sad time for me. I've been connected somewhere or other with school now for 59 and a half years. That's not counting the 11 years that I was in the school here, so 70 years. And I went to school right here in this building. But I'm going to tell you, I've had an awful lot of different jobs in my lifetime. This has been the toughest. The second toughest was Board of Supervisors, the two of them sitting over there. But, these things are really tough, and you hear nothing except the bad stuff. And everybody will be a judge and judge everyone all their life on it. But I want to say something positive about, and I've disagreed with them, fought with them and everything else, about the board here. This board inherited a problem that no other board has ever had to inherit. And that was right off the bat, a cut in budget of about $3 million. Today, I'm happy to say that the schools are running on $3 million less, give or take a few, 100,000 there, than they did 4 years ago when we went in. And that is a tribute to these people sitting up here on this board, because somewhere we had to eat that figure. There's no denying this, no matter what someone says about something else. This board went through it, and somehow we survived it, and we're saving the taxpayers of Lee County $3 million a year. For that, I'm proud. I'm also like to say something about the fact that I know practically everybody sitting in this room. I know practically everybody by their first name that's in this school system. I had half of them in school at one time or another I've come across. And nobody treated me with any less than the full respect of my entire career here. Have I been talked to a few times that wasn't very good? Yes, but it wasn't by a member of the school system or the school personnel. And to tell you the truth, I'm going to miss all of them here. And I'd also like to thank Mr. Carter. I personally wouldn't take the job right now, and it's open, and I'm not applying for it. But I wouldn't have it to pay me $500,000 a year to do it. I don't know how you can get up every morning and face nothing but negativity all day. He's been very fair with me, and he's had a tough board to deal with here. There's some ornery creatures on this board here. I mean, tough. And he's done it, and everybody in the school system, all the way from the gal sitting back there to the people who are not here tonight that's in the school system, the teachers, the schools. I took one day Thursday and I went back to Dryden, sat down in the old gymnasium there at Dryden on the bench where I coached my first ball game in 1956, and I followed my way through the years there and went to all the schools. I'm just proud to be a part of this, and I want to tell those people coming on the board that I'm right for you. Keep going, do what you can, but I think this board, under very trying circumstances, did a tremendous job, and I'm proud to have served with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Mr. Harper.
I'd just like to thank the board for the effort that they've given and the work that they've done.
Mr. Wade.
Yeah, I would like to, first of all, thank the citizens of Lee County for entrusting us with the honor of serving you and the children of Lee County. I agree with a lot with what Mr. Williams said. You know, this is a kind of it's a thankless job, but it's a hard job. It really is. You have to make some decisions you don't always want to make. I'd also like to wish the fellow board members, the best in all their future endeavors, what that may be. And I've enjoyed working with you. I know we've had our ups and downs, but I think overall, we tried to do what was best for the students. And I'd like to thank Mr. Carter for his support and wish him well in his retirement. It's well deserved, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I've enjoyed mine.
I plan to.
And then I'd just like to, wish the whole school system the best. And I think there's a lot of people in the community that are willing to help the school system in many different ways that we've just asked. And last but not least, Alicia, I didn't get to see you much because you're always down at the other end, but I thank you for your time and effort, and Denise and all the directors and so forth at the central office, and I wish everyone well.
Thank you, Mr. Wade. Ms. Jensen.
Before I get into like they did, I would like to congratulate Dryden Elementary for their $5,034.62 award for the PE department. This was a project of the Abigail Girls, which is sponsored by the Women's Missionary Union of Virginia. This amount was raised by 4 girls from central part of Virginia. And I'd like to also thank Lynette Johnson, who more or less suggested that the group choose Dryden Elementary, because that was a project to fundraise for a needy school. And that's the amount of money these girls raised. And indirectly, I thank them. If I knew where they were in Richmond or Gretna, I would congratulate them too. And I'll get on my recycling for just a minute, if you don't mind. Ask them to unplug what they can unplug and, turn things down safely over the holidays. Maybe we can save a little bit more money. And I want to thank the ones to my left and my right for their service on the board. Particularly, I'm going to miss my right-hand man here and my left-hand man here. I guess I'll have to break
What about
some.
me?
Well, you're my you're too far down there, Don. I can't see you down there.
Okay, now here.
Okay, now I do. Okay, I thank you too, Mr. Williams.
Okay, thanks.
And Kyle and Ty for your service also. And I'd like to wish everybody happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Thank all of you. I've certainly enjoyed serving with all of you, and I wish you the best in the future. So with that, we will go to executive session. Mr. Harper will lead us in.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion, we go into executive session, consider release of student from compulsory attendance, section 2.2-3711A2, pending litigation, section 2.2-3711A7, and personnel, section 2.2-3711A1 of the Code of Virginia, release of student, pending litigation, and personnel.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Off we go.